Welcome back all to Mudstomp Solves, a channel where we do a lot of things puzzle related, such as putting any two pieces or more together in a particular way. And today we're looking at a cardboard puzzle, 2000 piece Ravensburger. This is Poisons and Potions, or in German it's Der Giftschrank. This one is, as I said, 2000 piece puzzle. It is going to be 98 by 75 centimeters, or roughly 29.5 by 38.5 inches. This is the puzzle. So before I get into things, I've sorted the pieces already, just showing off. This is something I haven't done in a while, so to speak, but all the puzzle dust managed to write pots, which is really kind of fun. For anyone who knows some of my background, I used to do a bit of gaming and we always used cold potions pots. So that's why I did that. But anyway, getting into it, as I said, I've already sorted the puzzle out. We've got a lot of piles, so let's have a look at what we've got, and then I'm going to get into building some of it. So to start with, we've basically got a red, orange kind of pile. Anything that's red or orange has ended up in here. The main reason is because it stands out fairly significantly on the puzzle. We've got this pumpkin and two here. We've got a red bird, some red eyes in this, and where is it? This character here with the red hair, reddy orange hair. So that's basically just to have all those pieces separated out. We then have, in no particular order I might add, a green pile. So this is basically everything green, and then there's a little bit of browny yellow. So the green is essentially most of the stuff in this area here, a little bit up here, and maybe some other bits and pieces with some bits of plants, maybe. I say maybe, you'll understand why in a minute when I go through some of the other piles. And the orangey brown is yellow is sort of this section background here, I think. So that'll give me a good chunk in those two piles. I then have this one, which is basically sort of a dark reddy maroni background color. I'm hoping, for the most part, that's going to be the background for this area here. So yeah, hopefully that'll be fairly standout-ish. We also have more on background. So I've got a dark blue, purple background sort of pile. This is going to be sort of these sort of areas in between, some of this down here, this kind of stuff, hopefully. And we have a black pile in similar notion, although I do believe the black pile is probably going to be mostly this cauldron here. Then we have spiders and spider webs. And I also put these pieces here. These pieces, I believe, are probably to do with this bit of, I can't think of the name of the flower, but yeah, probably that. I probably could have found a couple more of them, but I've missed them along the way. But yeah, when I recognised them, I thought, I'll just put them to the side. I should get a few. So yeah, but the spider stuff, for the most part, will be this back corner here, I think, and then maybe that spider there. We'll see. Next to that, we have all our edge pieces. So yeah, obviously the edge around the outside. I'll probably build that fairly early on just because I think it's going to be fun and easy, and then I'll get it out of the way. Another small container, or small piles I should say. So this is basically, this was what I could view as glass or bottle pieces. These ones here in particular are this blue bottle there. These are ones that are basically just the edges of a bigger bottle or something where there's nothing else sort of discernible about it. These light blue pieces and what looks like the stringy bits are actually for this globe here. So that'll be nice to sort of piece that one out. And then we've got sort of brown pieces. These brown pieces are all to do with the pot plant in this area here. I'm just noticing the rainbow there. I've seen some rainbow pieces and didn't know where that was from. So there you go. But yeah, so I've put the pot plant to the side. We also have a lot of blue scales and so forth for this dragon. So I'm hoping I've got most of the dragon together. That'll be nice to build separately. And then we have all the labels for absolutely every potion, hopefully. I'm hoping these are going to just be able to be placed everywhere, easy enough based on their writing. So that'll just give me a nice smattering of a whole lot of stuff all across the puzzle. speaking of smattering the entire puzzle, we have wood pieces. So anything with a bit of wood in it, which largely speaking will give me the framework for the puzzle, because we've got all these wood lines. But there's also things like this chest here, the coffin here. There is a wood sign up here, but that's actually in with the labels of the puzzles, so the potions. So yeah, that'll be good to get those all in, I think, and just have a lot of framework there. These are essentially the white or bone-coloured pieces for the most part. Excuse me. We've got a unicorn in here. We've got a pirate ship. There's some skulls about and stuff, so hopefully, excuse me, hopefully I'll be able to get most of those sorted pretty easily. And then, as per usual, my last pile is my miscellaneous pile. Quite a big pile, a bit more than I wanted. It's quite full, unfortunately, but to be perfectly frank, after the last few puzzles, I think once I get a lot of this done, that miscellaneous pile will disappear pretty quickly. So yeah, this is the video for today. I'm really looking forward to getting into building this. And without further ado, let's get into it and see some time lapse, and I'll catch you on the other side of some more build. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. First stage of puzzle creation complete as such. So it's a lovely looking puzzle so far. I was actually surprised, to be honest, in a lot of aspects. I found building each little piece as I went along was really fun. It actually wasn't too bad, particularly these wooden bits connecting the bits. I did that off camera, I believe, for the most part. So yeah, but they kind of went together pretty easily. All the things like the pumpkins and the signs or the labels on each potion and so on and so forth, everything just was really nice and fun to build. The dragon in particular was just a joy. It just looks lovely, to be honest. This whole thing is just beautiful. So yeah, the puzzle's going great. I'm really enjoying it. I've just hit the first day of the holidays, so I'm kind of working on it as quick as I can. This is Saturday afternoon, and I'm hoping to get the video out on Sunday, so I've still got a chunk to go, but for the most part, it's not too bad. I think I'm going to be able to do this pretty relatively quickly and easily from here. I'll give you an idea of what I've got left, basically. So I've still got a few of the smaller trays. This was the bits of potion pieces left over. I've still got a bit of the white left to go. Those are just bits I couldn't quite place. I've got the black pieces, essentially, which for the most part should be this cauldron in the corner, I think. I've got a dark red background pieces still to do, so again, that'll be back here. I think that's going to be really quick and easy and fun to fill in. I've got dark blue bits to go. So for the most part, I think there'll be this sort of background here, maybe the top right as well, probably. But yeah, there's not too many pieces in that pile, so I think that's going to go by relatively quickly. That's my miscellaneous pile that I still haven't touched. I'm going to leave that to last probably because there's enough other stuff to focus on. I've got the green tray still to go, so that'll fill in most of this section. I think most of this is done, so it'll basically be here and here. And these are the little bits of wood bits that are left over basically, so there's just a few that I couldn't quite figure out where they go. I'll probably do them as one of the last before I do the miscellaneous. And of all the other trays, these are the only bits that are left from that. So yeah, I'm gonna basically focus on just doing bits and pieces and yeah, filming little bit odds and ends and getting it done basically. I have one edge piece missing still. I had two pieces missing. I think it was this one here. I found that in the wood pile, and this one I'm assuming is in the green pile. So yeah, and obviously I've got the three pieces doubled up, if I didn't mention that already. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, I had three copies of these pieces, or copies of these three pieces, I should say. I was actually really surprised. First time I've ever had copies of pieces end up in a puzzle. So, yeah, for how it's going, loving it. It's the soft click technology is going great for Ravensburger. I haven't had a big Ravensburger puzzle like this before, so I'm finding it really nice, seeing how well the pieces sort of fit together. Little bits of imagery are just really lovely. This is the coffin in the bottom corner. I built that off camera, I think. Yeah, it's just a lovely puzzle. So anyway, I'm going to get back into it and yeah, probably time-lapse a chunk of it and then show you the sort of last finishes and stuff, and hopefully have most of it done today so that I can get the video edited tonight and be on our way. We'll see how we go. All right, catch you on the other side. Well, folks, there you have it. So, yeah, this has been an interesting solve, to be honest. This, I think, size-wise, might be the largest puzzle I've done to date. It's only the second, I think, 2,000-piece puzzle I've done on the channel. And this is obviously a Ravensburger. The other one, I can't remember what company that was with, to be honest, off the top of my head. But overall, I think this has definitely held up to the standard of what I hear a lot of people talk about with bigger piece count puzzles and Ravensburgers in particular. I'll go into it in a bit, but just very quickly, an interesting note is that I actually had 4 double up pieces in this puzzle, which was very strange. When I first realized it, I was a bit thrown off because I didn't know what to think about it. But largely speaking, that was yeah, it was quite cool. It was quite fun and interesting that happened, but unfortunately it seems the payoff is that I've lost a piece somewhere along the way, and I feel like that's not me losing it. So I've actually written to Ravensburger to see Ravensburger Australia to see if they'll replace the piece or something, because I'm going to be gluing this and hanging it for my wife. It's quite an interesting one. I would be tempted to pick it up, except I don't want to have it break apart. I think it's actually quite possible that it would go fine, but it's such a large puzzle. I'm not going to risk that happening, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going to flip it and glue it and hang it eventually. Because of how big it is, I think I'm going to hang it slightly differently. Normally I glue and put, there's this ground covering thing that I use as a backing, and then I put little hooks at the top with the material. Whereas this time I think I'm going to put straps through the whole puzzle to try and hold it more together in that sense, and use a little bit extra glue, to be honest. But anyway, getting back to the puzzle itself, it's just been a beautiful build. It's taken me a while, not too long, but a while. And, well, I've done it in about a week, actually. One moment I'm recording this is Sunday night, so normally I'd be releasing the video Sunday morning. So I've taken, so to speak, 24 more hours, and I sorted it. I think I sorted the puzzle last weekend. So, yeah, it's taken me around a week, a bit over a week. But the building has been excellent and just so fantastic and enjoyable. I think doing all the chunks as much as I could was really nice. It got to the point where I basically wanted to get off doing chunks because I had that much done that I really wanted to start filling spaces and things. So yeah, when I put it all out and sort of started doing that, that was a lot of fun. And in the end, yeah, largely speaking, each area was quite easy to do. And obviously with this kind of puzzle, knowing where each piece goes is pretty simple for the most part. There's probably about 50 pieces that I put to the side as I went through that I couldn't quite figure out where they went. And by the end of it, I was able to sort of put them in relatively easily. Apart from the missing one, obviously. And as per usual, like with what most people talk about, like the Ravensburger pieces are just really nice, good, rigid, thick pieces. They snap. The soft click technology, yeah, is quite nice with it. The whole puzzle holds together really nicely for it. And for a brand new puzzle, the biggest brand new puzzle that I've done to date, yeah, it was a very enjoyable experience. I loved all the different colors, the different textures, the different sceneries for each section. And that was something that really was nice too, because I sorted it based on like a lot of elements like the dragons and the pumpkins and that. But then obviously the last bulk of sorting was sort of the background colors more than anything, or general color tone. And because of that, it was pretty easy to sort of pick a pile and go, okay, that's going to be in this area, and work on that area for the most part. I will say in particular with this puzzle, I love the fact that there's just so much sort of little referencing and stuff in it, like not even a direct reference, but just like the variety of things in here to do with different things that you would associate with potions and poisons and things like that is just really nice. And it's very kid friendly in that regard too, like nothing crude or anything like that. So yeah, it was a really lovely puzzle in that way, and my wife's definitely going to enjoy it being hung up. As we speak, like I said, it's Sunday night. Christmas is 3 or 4 days away, so I was planning on doing the 1500 piece puzzle for Christmas Day, but I don't think that's going to get done in time. Instead, I'm going to try and release that for next week. But yeah, after that, I've got so many things planned for this holiday period. The next 6 weeks are going to be quite full on. I'm hoping to sort of get a decent sized project like this done every week, and smaller ones in between, so that I can have the 6 videos for the holidays and then have 6 more ready to go for the term. I don't think that'll happen, but yeah, I've got a lot of things that are sort of a bit more harder. I will say, I am just having a look at my shelf there. I am definitely looking forward to trying a 3,000 piece Ravensburger next, or soon, I should say. And I want to work my way up from then. I'm really hoping to get the 5,000 piece Pokemon puzzle soon, and have a go at that too. But this is sort of the limit of what I'm working with. This desk is what I work on, and these puzzle boards are the biggest puzzle boards I've got, and that's the 2,000 piece puzzle on it. I've got 2 of these big boards and a bunch of the smaller ones now. I bought some more recently to try and do more piecemeal. But this desk would fit 2 of these side by side basically, and that would be it. So anything much larger than that is not going to be able to be put together on this desk. Fortunately, I do work in a high school, so if I do get to completing a much bigger puzzle soon, I'll be able to lay it out. On that note, I am thinking about trying the 15,000 Disney one again. Do another section, or try another section, I should say. sometime soonish. I'm hoping a brighter section might go a bit easier, but the pieces are definitely smaller than these Ravensburgers, and they're much more, they're much less varied. While this is not an irregular cut, which I love the irregular cuts, obviously, there's enough piece variance in this that if you had to sort by some shape and that, it's fairly predictable in a lot of ways, whereas that 15,000 doesn't seem to have any of that going on, unfortunately. So yeah, anyway, overall, again, very impressed with this puzzle. This is definitely the realm of puzzling I like, where I can look at a piece and place it down pretty much straight away. And the more you do of these puzzles, the more you get familiar with the different areas and stuff, and it becomes a bit easier. I will say the cork tops on all the potions is probably one of the worst things about this puzzle in that regard, because so often you're looking at something and go, yep, that looks like a light blue glass with a cork in it, and figuring out where it goes, and you're looking at the background colors and the extras, and you get there, but there's a lot of pots in here, so it was sort of, yeah, that was a bit of a slowdown. And even though I did all the labels pretty much to start with, there were a lot of pieces that still had label bits in them, and that meant that, yeah, it was like there was a lot of spots to check if you weren't, if you had a corner of a label and a bit of glass or something. So yeah, that was kind of curious, but again, overall, I think it's just nice having all the different little bits and pieces and whatnot. So yeah, I was really glad to have a go at this, and like I said, I can't wait to have a go at the 3,000 pieces soon. So yeah, by the end of the holidays, there might be a few more big puzzles out and about, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, if you're still with me, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for your support. Catherine and Vivian, I think it is, still commenting almost every video, which is really lovely. Very supportive of you both. But yeah, we'll keep going. So do the things if you want to keep me going, and otherwise I will catch you next week in the next video. All right, let's stop out.